Hi, you guys. We're going to finish Tooter Pepperday with chapters 12 and 13. 2 Tooters. 9 days till hatching. 8 days. 7 days. Day after day, Tooter heard, "Did you turn Eggbert? Did you turn Eggbert?" It was worse than, "Did you brush your teeth?" She wished everybody would stop nagging her. Maybe then she could figure out if she liked the darn thing or not. Sometimes it seemed there were 2 Tooters now. One Tooter, the old one, hated having only 2 TV channels. The new one went out each day to look at the tiny purple flowers. The old Tooter held her nose and went ew every time she passed the barn. The new Tooter breathed deeply and went ah as she boiled sassafras roots with Aunt Sally. The old Tooter would not go near goat's milk. The new Tooter drank chocolate goat's milk for breakfast. The old Tooter listened each evening for the ring of the Jack and Jill truck. The new Tooter heard the song of the meadowlark. The old Tooter turned off Egbert's light. The new Tooter turned it right back on. 3 days, 2 days, and then the old Tooter went away and never came back. It happened with 1 day left till hatching, and it happened in the barnyard. Besides turning Eggbert, Tooter had another chore that day. She had to feed the chickens. Aunt Sally had given her a can of seeds and cracked corn. In the barnyard, she walked about casting feed onto the ground. 5 chickens and the roosters came cacking and pecking. One of the chickens was busy pecking away when another chicken charged and sent it squawking. There was a flurry of brown feathers. The bully chicken started pecking in the other's place. Tooter recognized the bully. It was Drumsticks, the hen that laid Eggbert. Now it was Tooter who came charging. "Who do you think you are? You're not just dumb, you're mean." Drumsticks squawked and fled. Tooter went after her. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself. There's an egg in that house and it's supposed to be yours and you don't even care. What kind of mother are you?" Tooter chased the chicken in circles till she got dizzy and gave up. Drumsticks went back to pecking as if nothing happened. As if feeding her own gizzard was all that mattered in the world. Tooter knew that her own mother would never be so heartless, and Tooter knew what she had to do. Chapter 13, The Longest Night. Before going to sleep that night, Tooter set her Yogi Bear alarm clock on spring. That meant 12 o'clock midnight. When the alarm went off, she couldn't believe she had fallen asleep for 3 hours. It felt like 3 minutes. She dragged herself out of bed. This time she had a flashlight waiting. She followed the beam of light down the dark hallway, down the stairs, through the living room and dining room to the kitchen. She looked into the shoebox and let out a squeal of joy. It had already begun. The shell on one end was cracked. Tooter squealed again as the shell wobbled slightly. The crack grew a bit. She thought she saw the end of a tiny beak. Tooter lay down on her stomach. She propped her chin in her hands and smiled and watched. Every minute or so she giggled. It amazed her to think that inside that smooth brown shell an egg had become Eggbert. Tooter remembered Aunt Sally's words, no giving Eggbert a helping hand. But Aunt Sally did not say you couldn't root for it. Tooter made a fist. "Come on," she whispered. "You can do it." The crack grew slowly. Tooter's sleepy eyes kept closing and snapping open. The crack became a circle. The shell now had a lid. Tooter could see the lid move. She knew Eggbert was inside, poking with all his might. "Come on, you can do it." Tooter drifted in and out of sleep. She kept seeing herself and Eggbert. They were both alike, weren't they? The two of them. Both taken from their cozy nests and dumped in a strange place. She on a farm, he in a shoebox. Tooter and Eggbert, Eggbert and Tooter. And then her eyes were wide open again. There he was, poking through a hole in the lid. Half a scrawny face, beak and eye, looking straight up at her. Somewhere outside the rooster crowed. Night withdrew from the window pane. Tooter felt the warmth of the light bulb on her face and in her heart. She smiled weakly. She greeted the newborn chick. "Hi, Eggbert." She closed her eyes. The rest of the family came down for breakfast. They heard the peeping, then saw the fluffy yellow chick. Tooter was curled around the shoebox, fast asleep. Mrs. Pepperday knelt down and smiled at her daughter. "Miss Tooter, you never cease to amaze me." "Looks like Mama and Baby are doing fine," said Aunt Sally. Chucky and Harvey sat quietly by the box looking in. Mr. Pepperday chuckled. "I think Tooter Pepperday has finally joined the rest of the hogs in the slop." That is the end of the story.